Most of us think coffee and picture our favorite way of drinking it. Latte, Americano, straight black, pour over, Chemex, cold brew, and on and on and on. It seems like there are more ways to drink coffee than there is time to drink it. Today, I want to break down the different types of coffee beans, espresso, and how our different drinks are made. When it comes to good old brewed cup of coffee, there are 3 separate types of roast that make the morning cup tailored to your taste. First, let's talk about coffee beans. Coffee beans don't come off the plant toasty and brown. They're actually green when harvested. According to the National Coffee Association, in order to bring out the aroma and flavor of the green coffee beans, they are roasted, turning them into the brown color that you know well. Depending on how long the beans are roasted, creates 3 major types of roasted coffee beans: light, medium, and dark roast. The lighter the roast, the more caffeine is retained in them, but the longer you roast, the more flavor is released. If you're a coffee drinker, you may use one of these every morning, like a K-cup, or maybe you use a whole bag of beans that you grind up your favorite beans yourself to brew. Both of these coffee beans are brewed in a drip fashion, where water is slowly released through the coffee beans. Depending on the amount of water applied, creates the amount of coffee produced. A quality ratio of beans to water implemented ensures your coffee isn't too weak or too strong. The second type of coffee I want to talk about is espresso. So say instead of drinking your coffee black, you're more of a pumpkin spice latte guy or a peppermint mocha type, then espresso is your choice, and milk and flavors suit your fancy. You may think that espresso and normal coffee come from different beans, but actually espresso is from the same types of beans and the same types of roasts, but typically made from a darker, more robust bean. What makes espresso espresso is the way it's made. Espresso machines pressurize and shoot near boiling water through finely ground coffee beans packed into little cakes. This method gives a complex, aromatic, and caffeine-packed shot of coffee in under 30 seconds. This concentrated and highly caffeinated version of coffee is found in lattes, cappuccinos, Americanos, and most drinks you get from your local coffee house. Finally, let's talk about grinding up your whole coffee beans. Each way of making coffee requires a different type of grind. Espresso requires a fine grind in order for the hot water to pass through it correctly. Your typical drip brewers need a less fine or a medium grind. So here's how it's done for a drip brewer. Take your favorite coffee beans, these ones are mine, and add the amount needed to the grinder. Typically 2 tablespoons of coffee to 6 ounces of water is recommended. So today I'm making 2 cups of coffee, which requires 16 ounces. So I'll grind about 4.5 tablespoons of coffee. So you add those to your grinder. There you go. Then we add on the lid. So in order to grind correctly, we grind the beans for about 10 to 15 seconds in short bursts, just like this. Now, we have perfectly ground beans and are ready to make some coffee. Today, we explored the wonderful world of caffeinated goodness by talking about how caffeine beans are roasted, what espresso is, and how to grind coffee beans. It doesn't matter how you take it, these little beans are bound to help you wake up and satisfy your taste buds in many ways. Thanks for listening.